Hi, I'm Wade from Thoroughbred Diesel, and today we're going to be installing and showing you Fleece Performance's underbed fuel filter kit for the 2017 to 2024 Ford 6.7 Powerstrokes. Okay guys, the underbed fuel filter conversion kit from Fleece solves a lot of problems with the later model 6.7 Ford Powerstrokes. One, the fuel filters on the 6.7 Powerstrokes, as the model years developed, they went to a better fuel filter system to protect your fuel system components. And the problem with the fuel filters that Ford Motorcraft offers for these trucks, they're expensive, the kit's expensive, and to be honest with you, it's just relatively hard to change. So Fleece entered into that market and providing you with a good filtration system that is going to be much easier to change. The filters are going to be cheaper and just a really, really nice product. So this again is the underbed fuel filter conversion for the 17 and up 6.7 Powerstroke trucks. Comes with a Donaldson fuel filter. The Donaldson fuel filter that comes with this kit and is suggested for this kit is a 4 micron filtration filter at 99% efficiency. So this is a machined aluminum filter, and it goes right back in the spot on the fuel tank that the OE, I'm going to call it a canister, fuel canister, resided. And they designed this to use the stock factory hardware. And the next thing that really makes this kit nice is they give you the ability to use the stock water and fuel sensor capability with these trucks. So that's the big thing with this as well. Not only this gets you into a less costly filter and an easier filter to change, it also keeps the stock water and fuel sensor rationality inside the trucks. And folks, that's huge. That really is huge. Fleece did a great job in this. They designed a wiring harness that comes with this kit, and inside of the filter, it comes with a water and fuel filter drain that implements that water and fuel filter sensor. Screws right into the bottom of this Donaldson filter. Really, really nice kit. So the installation of this is super easy, but what we want to do inside of this filter is we're going to show you, the newer fuel, newer fuel line connections that Ford has come out with on these trucks. It can be a little bit tricky. You can have some breakages, so hopefully we'll teach you how to avoid those types of things and just, be able to install this fuel filter quickly on the truck. Now, inside of the Fleece kit, it comes with a card that's got a QR code on it. You can scan that QR code and have downloadable instructions, and you can also register your product for its warranty. So this is a really, really nice kit. I'm excited about putting this on and keeping this from having to do these stupid fuel filter changes on this truck myself. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with our installation. All right, underneath the truck here at the underbed fuel filter, the OE underbed fuel filter. So you can see first off, it's got this plastic guard around it. Now, I don't know that this is a short bed, long bed thing. I know that the short beds have got this. There are 3 push pins that hold this. There's 2 over here, and then there is 1 over here on the side of the tank. You can kind of see that. And when you first look at these push pins, they're real odd looking. You'll see them, you're like, oh, I wonder if there's a special tool that takes those out. Now they're just like any other normal old push pin. Take a tool and pop the center of it out. It's hard to work. I've got this one out for you so you know what it looks like. But take you a tool and pop the center of it out. Like so. And just keep working your tool back and forth like that till the pin comes all the way out, and then you just pop along behind the bottom of it and it comes all out in one assembly. Same with this one up here. We'll get this one out, and then we'll get the side out, and then we'll take this little plastic skid plate off. All right, we're going to go ahead and drain the fuel canister, but before we do that, what I like to do is I like to unhook one of the fuel lines at the top right here, and you can see this, and I'm going to show you guys on this is a 21 truck, so all the connections that, well, 3 of the 4 connections are the push to release style connections. And to see that, the easiest way to do is take your cell phone, put your cell phone on top of this, put a little bit of light up there, take a picture of it, and then bring it back down and you can look at it. The Fleece instructions do a really good job of showing you what these are, but these are just squeeze connections. So at the top portion of it, the blue section, and you can see that on the inside of the fitting there. The blue portion of that, when you push down on it, it releases it. So you push forward and then pull back and it will release. This will keep you from having to siphon on these filters, and these daggone filter canisters take forever to drain anyway. So just makes it a whole lot easier on you. So open your water and fuel sensor, try not to get fuel all over the camera, and let that drain. Adam's going to run the GoPro for me. So we've got everything drained. We've got our water and fuel filter, our water and fuel drain closed back. So now we're going to unhook the water and fuel sensor. And you don't need to remove this sensor from the canister. You just need to electronically unhook it like so. And then one single bolt holds this canister to a little like a V recess that is attached to the tank here, and I'm going to show you that. But the fastener that holds it is a T30 screw, and it's directly up here about dead center of it. And I don't think Adam will have enough light to get there, but we're going to go ahead and remove that screw now. When you get it out, you don't need to keep it. There will be a new bolt that comes with the Fleece kit. All right, you can see the T30 screw there. So now to remove this canister from the, well, not remove it, we're going to unhook it from the tank, and then that gives us a little bit more flexibility to get to these lines that are hooked to the canister here. So we just push straight up and just kind of watch everything, be gentle. And then once it's clear of that recess, you can just let that hang right there, and then we'll go after the fuel lines. All right, as we come down with our fuel cooler, like I mentioned, I wanted to speak just a little bit about the different types of Ford fuel fitting connections. So there are 4 fuel fitting connections on this fuel canister, as we discussed. 3 of them are the same, 1 of them is going to be different. Now that's on these later model trucks. So these 3 that are on the back of the fuel filter canister, and I'm going to try to get some light in here to show you those. I've got 2 of them disconnected, ready for the shot here. But again, the colored portion of the fitting, you can see that the fitting's black and it's got a blue insert here. And I want to show you the mechanism of that without trying to cast a shadow on it. Yeah, just like that, hopefully. So this, when you squeeze that, you can see that it goes down and that releases it off of the fitting. All right, so we have another fitting style on this return line, and this is kind of a captured fitting and it's got legs on it. I'm going to take you up to the front of the fuel cooler and show you how that one works. But then I've got one example of another, what I'm going to call kind of a captured fitting here, that's got a collar on it. And I've got a airline here that's kind of in my way. But on this style of fitting, if it's got the tab on the back of it, as you see right here, that's kind of a tab, you have to release this, what you have to do is pull up on the collar portion of it, like so. You can see that that front portion came up. And then what you do to release this is just pinch it right here at the back and then release the line. So that's that style fitting. I'll lock that back down. But let me show you this fitting that is on your return side. And this is just a really, really good look at this fitting. You don't have to fool with this. This is at your fuel cooler. But with these style fittings that have got these white kind of captured lock-on quick connects, what I like to do with them is I just like to take my fingers, okay, and then I just spread out the 2 tangs on the fitting or on the lock, just like so, and it'll go up 1 click, and then I pinch the same legs, and then that completely unlocks that. And then you don't have to pinch anything here. You can just pull that straight off. I'm not going to pull it off because it just makes a fuel mess. Then you push it back on, you push it on, and you lock it, okay? So with these fuel fittings here, I've got 2 already unhooked, and I've got this fuel cooler getting ready to come down. I'm going to set some lights up. I'm just going to show you what these fittings are and kind of try to do my best to show you what I did to get those unhooked. Sorry about the shadow there. I'm going to go ahead and get that return fitting unhooked on the front, and I'll have it ready to go, and I'll be left with one fitting on the top. All right, so you see I've got two of these fuel fitting connections, and again, these are just the push style connections. So the color portion of this fitting, all you're doing there is pushing down on it. I've got one left to go here. What I like to use for these, and you want to be real gentle with it because you can break these, I just use a nice set of angled needle nose pliers, and what that allows me to do is to get up here and to get to the fitting to squeeze it and pull it off. I can't do it one-handed, but I just wanted to show you what we use there. So we're going to unhook this last fitting and get the canister down. All right, just wanted to show you what you were working with once you've got everything down here. Here's the bracket that your fleece fuel filter conversion is going to go back into. Then here's your three lines at the top of the tank here. Again, like I showed you, I'm tired of me showing you. Just squeeze those like that, and that's what makes them unhook. You know, it's one of these grab and growl kind of deals, man. There's not a specific way to do it. You just got to make sure that you don't kink any lines or anything like that. There's that return line that we were showing you and talking about. So let's grab our underbed fuel filter conversion from Fleece and let's get her installed. Before we go and install our underbed fuel filter conversion, we're going to do a little bit of setup here. So on the Fleece fuel filter base, oh, we lost cap, went rolling across the table there. What a catch. We have to do a modification on the fuel filter to get it set up for the water and fuel sensor rationality to work with the stock wiring harness. So with this bald Donaldson 5533203 filter, you'll just want to take the petcock out of it, and the petcock on these filters screws right out. There's no catch on it or anything, it'll screw right out. And then Fleece sends you the new water petcock with the sensor built into it. You just screw that in there and snug it down, just like so. So now you've got your water and fuel sensor rationality. Do not forget, and inside this filter, and I didn't show this, there is an O-ring, square O-ring, that is for the nipple, like so. That comes wrapped up on top of your fuel filter. Make sure that you install that on the nipple portion of the fuel filter base, like so. And then of course you'll just screw your fuel filter on. I don't want to put my fuel filter on just yet. I want to leave it off during the installation portion of that, so we'll set that aside. And now what I like to do before I install, they've got Fleece has got all these lines capped off right here. We had one of them go across the table just a minute ago, and then there's number 4. I just like to blow through these with a little bit of air and just make sure there's nothing stuck in them, and check these fittings, all that stuff, and just make sure we're not going to have any leaks there. But yeah, with all this done, we are ready to get underneath the truck and install this base. All right, we're going to go ahead and set our Fleece fuel filter base in here. So you can see that this is V-notched, and then that's the way that this fuel filter base is V-notched. It's recessed right here to go in and fit in real nicely. There are orifices back here, recesses back here, to where these hooks will go, and that's what will hold it down. And then of course there'll be one more bolt that goes through the bottom of it. So the top of this portion, and you have a big cross member here on the short beds for sure. You just kind of got to finagle this. So what I do is I like to go ahead and push my lines out of the way slightly, and then go up with my fuel filter base, then start one side and then start bringing it down. And as I'm bringing it down, I'm working the side that I didn't start into the recess right there. And then you've got enough room to go back and go ahead and pop your all of your fuel lines on. So I'll start with my return line here. Get where I can see it, Adam. Make sure everything's clear of it. Do not kink your lines. Push it till it clicks. Push my lock down. Just like so, and then I'll grab my farthest one back on my push to connect here, and I'll push it till it clicks, like so. And my middle one, I'll do it as well. And then so, and then my outside one, push it till it clicks like so. Then at that point, you've got all of your lines on. I'm going to go out, I forgot to bring it underneath with me, and I'm going to get my my water and fuel sensor conversion. I'm going to go through and check these lines and make sure that I've got them all tight one more time. But there's our fuel filter head ready to go underneath here. I'll run out and get my water and fuel sensor, bring our filter back, and we'll wrap it up. All right, we're going to do our wiring harness conversion now. So your gray end of this, you want to just go ahead and clip it into the stock wiring harness, push it till it clips. Okay, so you're good to go right there. So now what we're going to do, again, make sure you've got your square O-ring on. We'll go ahead and put our fuel filter on. And I've already got my new water and fuel sensor in there, ready to go. So I'm going to push that in. And what I'm going to do now is, you see you have a ring eyelet on the water and fuel sensor. This is the new bolt that Fleece provides you. It's 10 metric headed bolt, and you want to put it back where your stock hold down bolt came from, just like so. And then I turn it to one side, and then that way I can get my ratchet to it before I tighten it down. I check it for length, which Fleece has done a great job with this. It's perfect, just like so. And now what I'll do is I will just kind of pick my position that I want the wire to be in. And I'm going to turn it back towards the tank like that. And I will put my finger behind it before I tighten it down. I think 10 foot-pounds they call the torque on that. And that keeps everything flushed back in there and ready to go. And final step there is check our tightness on our water and fuel sensor, make sure everything's good, and then we will put our shield back on like so, and it fits just fine. There it is, just like that, Adam. Oh, that wiring harness goes on the outside of it, so see, they designed that to where that comes back out with that little fuel guard, or that little plastic guard. If you want to put it back on, you're more than welcome to. So we will get these push pins back in. Man, I will use the right size ones, or they're all they're all the same size. I apologize, but use that one because it's a little bit more sprung out there. Just like so, pushed in, locked. So I'm going to do my other two and get those hammered down. Looks like they're going to try to fight me for a minute, and then we will come back and we will show you priming operation on the truck, checking for leaks, and get her running. Bleed procedure, same thing that you would do, or your prime procedure, same thing that you would do in the event of a fuel filter change. You want to cycle your key and let them run 3 times, but what's different here is, of course, you can hear the air churning there as it fills up. You want to be looking for leaks here. So if you get a leak, obviously shut it off, make sure that you address the leak. But if you go through and you make sure that you get all your when you put the lines on, you hear the clicks, you're not gonna have, all of those problems. So like I said, I like to do that about 3 cycles. Till I really audibly can't hear air churning anymore. And every time, of course, with the push button start, if you don't have your foot on the brake, you're cycling power to the truck so that the lift pump runs. I'm sure a lot of people understand that, as you wouldn't believe know, a lot of people that don't understand that there's an accessory or a key on position on a push button start truck, which I can understand not knowing that too. So like I said, we've had 3 cycles here. We'll go ahead and start the truck, let it run. Truck should start and run. If it runs for a second, shuts down, don't freak out. Go through your prime procedure again, same thing. Shut the truck off, make sure you don't have a leak. Let that cycle 2 or 3 times. Fire the truck up, you won't have any problems. So guys, this is another better mousetrap from Fleece. This in combination with the Underhood kit is going to save you money on the fuel filter changes. It's going to make the fuel filter changes easy. They have integrated the stock water and fuel sensor back into this, so you know you have visibility of if your truck has gotten a bad load of fuel, and hopefully keep you from, you know, wrecking a portion of your fuel system. So a big thank you to Fleece for sending us this product for this installation video, and please check them out on our website. Again, this is the Fleece Underbed Fuel Filter Conversion Kit, and if you have a question about for 6.7 Powerstrokes or any Fleece products, just give us a call. Thanks for watching, guys.